females and MILFs, and welcome to a brand new episode of Metroid Month! Metroid Month! Today we're going to be discussing my favorite sexual acts. Metroid Month, more like, MILF Month, guitar solo!
What's that? This isn't an expose on my sexual fetishes?
Well, then what the hell did I bring all this coconut oil for?
Today we're going to be talking about Metroid Prime because I alluded to it in the last video.
But, like, there's no vaginas in that game, man.
Doesn't Samus have a vagina?
Check your privilege, Eve.
Okay, so when this game was announced, I had just got into Metroid through, of course, Super Metroid and Super Smash Bros. Everything was super in the 90s, except the music. Goddamn grunge and Nirvana and fucking Kurt Cobain in Seattle ruined everything!
From that moment on, I sifted through every game magazine that I could find to get more information. Most of the language was Greek to me, but rest assured, this game got some serious coverage for the time, and you can bet your ass that when they announced it, I was the first of my friends to reserve my pre-order at GameStop. I went to Target, and I watched the demo over and over and over again until the game finally came out, showed up in the mail, I took it out, took the shrink wrap off, popped it in the GameCube, and...
it was alright.
In all honesty, I wasn't sold. There was nothing objectively wrong with the game, it just didn't have quite that impact for me, you know? I mean, I did talk about it every day and play it every day, but something about it just didn't click. It was just okay.
Bearing in mind that the time between Super Metroid and Metroid Prime was a whopping 8 years. That's half a lifetime. Then Nintendo went and released Metroid Fusion and Metroid Prime right next to each other. Whoa, not one but 2 new Metroid games? For me, that was where the problem started because I was confused about the chronology of the games. Metroid Fusion was labeled Metroid 4, but Metroid Prime was just, you know, Metroid Prime. So did this game happen after Metroid Fusion? If it's after Fusion, then what are Ridley and the Metroids doing here? And if it's after Super, then what are Ridley and the Metroids doing here?
Get this, it wasn't until freshman year of high school that I learned from Wikitroid that this game actually takes place in between Metroid 86 and Metroid 2.
Whoa! Suddenly the world had reopened. I was reading up on the series again, the characters, the lore. I was playing the game again, paying close attention to the logbook entries. It was at this point that I said goodbye to my sex life and hello to my Metroid life.
You never had a sex life to say goodbye to.
And I regret nothing!
Background. Samus is, for one reason or another, bopping around FS-176 looking for trouble, and she comes upon a distress signal from the space pirate research frigate Orpheon. Orpheon was the chief transport of research materials from Zebes to the space pirate base on Talon 4. Turns out they were mining some radioactive shit later revealed to be Phazon on the planet below and injecting them into these creatures called parasites. Somewhere along the way, 2 of the queens broke out and started wrecking shit. Most of the pirates evacuated via escape pods.
This is one of my favorite parts of the game because of all the crazy things you see and read about to figure out what happened on the frigate.
You got space pirates running experiments on aliens and them dying in the process, crazy side hoppers from Zebes trying to break out of their holding, and so many dead bodies.
That's so metal!
You make your way through the ship, blow up the parasite queen who falls into the reactor core, causing a meltdown and an awesome escape sequence through the ship. I love the part where you're going through the ventilation shafts and almost get fucking crushed by the giant thing, and then you run into Ridley who's being rebuilt, which, by the way, if this is to take place within the same week as the first Metroid, that's a pretty quick turnaround on his rebuilding. Then there's this part where that parasite queen breaks out and the space pirates are fighting her, and then everything explodes, and then everything explodes! Boom! Land on Talon 4, and wow, what a great level. The music and atmosphere is so immersive and beautiful.
It reminds me of home. It's not warm!
Well, that was pretty fucking terrifying. Anyways, Talon Overworld, while short, is awesome because the theme uses a variation on the Brinstar theme from Metroid 86. I love the way the rain gathers on Samus's visor.
The next area is Chozo Ruins, and oh!
Okay, super boring with barely any enemies, yes, but the way the vegetation has overtaken the stone architecture is so cool. See, when the Chozo moved to Talon 4, they wanted a place different from the advanced steampunk home that they had built for themselves on Elysia, with natural bridges and trees, and I'd be lying if I said this didn't have some kind of subconscious impact on me. It's very zen and quite peaceful.
And here is when it finally dawns on us why people love this series so much, and that's the atmosphere. So many games come along boasting atmosphere and ambiance and immersion, but this game was the first time that I really experienced it as a player.
Talon 4 was a living, breathing world. Samus's suit felt real, the world felt real, and the lore was awesome. So the Chozo were chilling on Talon 4 and studying the cosmos. Then one day they were like, hey, there's this meteorite coming towards us. Should we do something about that? Oh, crap, yeah, let's bolster our defenses. Then the meteorite impacted and spread Phazon throughout the surface and atmosphere. The Chozo went mad and all died, but not before building a containment field, aka impact crater, to contain the spread of the Phazon. So the pirates, because they're a bunch of dirtbags, set up an outpost to mine the Phazon and build up their military with said Phazon.
This information is not spoon-fed to you, the player, but it's your responsibility to collect the information and put together the puzzle, which is difficult because they're cryptic as all hell.
I love the subtle ways the Chozo reference bosses. That which fouls the water seeks the sun. Hey, there's a boss in the sun chamber making water acid. Go kill it. Nothing quite like a giant plant monster with creepy insect eyes and a little skull head like the mods from Silence of the Lambs. After that, you get the Varia suit, shoot through Magmoor Caverns, and then on to Phendrana Drifts. Phendrana Drifts is a gorgeous, snowy plateau of ruins, reflective ice, and she-goths. It's here where you receive the lamest power-up in Metroid history, the Wave Beam. No, not the one that travels through walls in a wave pattern, but the totally useless electrical beam that takes 20 minutes to kill anything and sends your suit haywire in the process.
This beam is about as good as boobs on a bowl. It's fucking useless. The best use that you'll get out of it is opening up a door or activating a power conduit. I mean, really, the only sort of purpose it serves is to solve the occasional puzzle. Oh, the puzzles.
Prior to the inception of the Prime series, most people would consider Metroid to be an action-adventure platformer, but with the venture into 3D and the first-person perspective, it became a puzzle game. Samus will have to use a mix of her logbook, visors, and various beams to get to the next area and even defeat certain bosses, but that doesn't mean the bosses are any good. Thardus sucks, the Omega Pirate sucks, Meta Ridley sucks, Metroid Prime sucks, and you know something, you suck! And here is where the problems with the game begin, with the Phazon Mines. Look, don't get me wrong, where the sector shines is the Space Pirate lore entries. Don't let the dark tones and isolating atmosphere fool you, there's a lot of humor to be found here. Hey, let's try to copy the Morph Ball. Update, copying the Morph Ball was a very bad idea. Every test subject died.
The logbook entries, which are considerable, help this level shine, but it's just so boring!
Just brown and gray and black. Snore. Once you go through it once, backtracking is such a nuisance, especially considering the Phazon Mines span 2 map screens. 2 map screens! Every other room you're fighting beam troopers. The wave troopers are the worst. If the room doesn't lock down, I'd just run past them, kinda like another Metroid game that I've played. So there are some sucky things about the mines, namely that after you get the power bomb, you gotta go all the way back to Talon Overworld for the X-ray visor. But if you're super smart like me, you can sequence break at the landing site and get the space jump boots early. Then you can do some tricky jumping at Magmoor Caverns to get the plasma beam early, go back to Phendrana Drifts, snag the power bombs, blow up the rock slide blocking the elevator in Magmoor Caverns to Phazon Mines, and then take the back door so you can do it in whatever order you want.
That sounds like way more steps than just going through the mines.
Wave troopers. But if you're playing the NTSC version of the game, which is the version on the Metroid Prime trilogy for the Wii, you can't do any of that, which means that the Wii version fucking sucks!
Like, I want to go through legions of beam troopers and elite pirates. I got important work to do, like practicing my dance moves. Now, if you've played this game approximately 900 times, then you know where the Chozo artifacts are. But if you haven't, then you gotta go all over the planet to find them. Tedious. After that, you fight Meta Ridley, who's overrated and tedious, then you fight Metroid Prime, who's overrated and tedious, then you beat the game, which is overrated and tedious. Samus' suit looks ugly and bulky, her unmasked renders meh, the backtracking is a slog, but the game has terrific atmosphere, fantastic music, an extensive logbook, great sound design, and a unique narrative that delivers the story like a puzzle and leaves the player in control of putting it together.
That being said, the sequels are better. I mean, even the box art is better. This one has Samus, it's got a little Luminoth, some neat graphics. Metroid Prime 1 just has this ugly Samus figure rendered on some sci-fi hallway background. Boring!
Does this make the game bad? Of course not. My personal favorite part actually is when you're searching for the Chozo artifacts, especially revisiting the Chozo ruins. I love the red leaf trees, the little water streams cutting through hallways, the statues and inscriptions. I don't like the Chozo ghosts, and I don't like Samus Returns, and anyone who does is an ugly red commie!
Hey everybody, I just wanted to thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and very important that you share on all your social media. I'm tired of getting comments that say, oh man, this channel deserves way more attention. Well, how about you practice what you preach and effing share this channel so it can get more attention? I'm really sorry. across S2 forward. I mean, I'm really hungry and I really need to get this channel really off the ground and start making some money at this here. Actually, I don't know if I am really that hungry because my face looks kind of fat. I might be eating too many barbecue pork buns. I went off sweets, but I can't get off those barbecue pork buns. So be sure to post a comment on this web zone down below if you think that I'm eating too many barbecue pork buns and I'm getting fat. The only way I'll know is if you guys tell me, because I need the validation of those whom I don't know in real life in order to feel validated myself. Anyways, don't forget to buy my new solo album. The links are in the description. I will see you guys from the next Metroid Month video. Thank you. Bye. Namaste.